You can't make this stuff up. So Roaring Kitty over the weekend, it was actually on Friday, it was announced that there was a lawsuit against him from the state of New York where an investor or a series of investors were suing Roaring Kitty for manipulating GameStop's price, which ended up causing them to lose money. Now, don't get me wrong, right? There's been a lot of questions about Roaring Kitty, about his intentions, right? I'm all here for it. But you literally can't make this stuff up. When you look at the actual article and when it disclosed this investor's account size and how much money they lost, could you guys guess? How much money do you think you would have to lose to start like swinging in the dark of like, hey, someone needs to pay for this because I cannot accept the loss that I took? This guy invested a little bit over $1,000 and he lost about $220. And because of that, he wanted to file a lawsuit. Again, just another great example that anyone will sue anyone for anything. When it comes down to the actual details, this is one thing that I wanted to share with you. It says investors led by Martin, whatever his last name is, who lives in Las Vegas area, said that Gill, which again is Roaring Kitty, that's his last name, manipulated GameStop securities between May 13th and June 13th by quietly accumulating large quantities of stock and call options, then dumping some of the holdings after emerging after a 3-year social media hiatus. So the biggest thing that I want to point out there is if you can sue someone based off of disclosing what you're invested in and not telling anyone where they should buy or where they should sell, right? Because that's one thing that Roaring Kitty has done from the very beginning. I mean, has he manipulated the stock based off of his understanding that if he brings awareness to a stock, that obviously it could run up? Of course, he has huge influence, right? Just like any influential person might. Does he do it intentionally? Does he tell people to buy? Heck no, right? Like that's the wild part about this is if you could sue anyone just based off of them reporting or sharing that they're invested in a stock, I mean, think about it. Roaring Kitty just submitted an SEC filing that he was invested in Chewy stock, right? He owns about 6.6%, about $230 million worth of that stock. It caused the stock to go up. If someone buys it and then they lose money, they're like, oh, I'm going to sue him because he shared that he was invested in this. It caused it to pump and then dump and I lost money. Well, that's what all the politicians do, right? They have to disclose within 45 days that they just took a trade. So does that mean we could sue them because they disclosed their trade? No, you idiot, right? It's not about that. It's if you choose to take action knowing that a stock is being hyped up or experiencing some form of catalyst that might be short-lived and you still choose to buy it, that is 100% on you. And that's the part that cracks me up about all of this is, don't get me wrong, do I think that GameStop is a pump and dump? 100%. I mean, it's the biggest pump and dump, I would say, almost in history, right? But the issue is not Roaring Kitty disclosing his position. It's all the people that follow behind him that pretty much do all his legwork. Those are the people that, if anything, probably are more walking on that gray area line. And that's the part that I find really funny about this. So again, you guys feel free to let me know down in the comment section what you think, but I wanted to make sure that you had an understanding of all of this. So to my understanding, all of this, this lawsuit has been withdrawn for now, and there's no active lawsuit against Roaring Kitty. So doesn't really surprise me as it really didn't have much merit. When it comes down to the overall NASDAQ market, an amazing pump up, and then we began to trade sideways before indicating signs of, an obvious resistance there. When looking at the overall market during aftermarket hours, we are seeing some selling pressure of lower highs and lower lows. So the NASDAQ market as of right now is getting rejected. So if this continues, then the market will most likely open up in the red, which again, I definitely would not be mad about. I would love to short the market tomorrow and see what opportunities present itself, especially during our live trading session. And again, when it comes down to NVIDIA, I have a $2,600 position, or I made $2,600 trading NVIDIA. When it comes down to Nike, I gave back some of my gains, but I made about $217. And then I also did trade SQQ, and I lost about $20 all said and done based off of that position. So very excited to follow up tomorrow, see what the market ends up presenting. And again, if you're an absolute beginner, I trade live every single morning. So if you ever want to watch me trade live, you get to see all of my good trades, all of my bad trades, especially if you've seen my my recent post on Instagram where, again, the $2,600 that I made today, I made that all within 45 minutes of my daily live trading session. So every entry I took, every exit, my thought process behind those trades that led to that green trade were all shared live. So if you're tired of missing out, if you learn best by watching other people do, I would love to show you what it takes to be able to make money in this market, but also share with you my red days, right? You get to see all of the good, all of the bad. It's the second link in the description down below. You can sign up tonight and watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow. And yes, it is a one-time payment, lifetime access. So I'll see you tomorrow at Market Open. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.